So this is the tree for today. It's right next to the one I took down last week. And there's the crotch. I gotta try to get my rope through. And right now I'm down on the lawn and I'm gonna get my slingshot and take it up on the road, up on the other side of that tree, and get things started. All right, good day. All right, I'm up here on the road on the other side of that tree. And there's the crotch. And I want to get my rope through. And I didn't show you before. I want to show you a little bit better about this slingshot. It's called a Big Shot. And it's just a great big slingshot. Just a great big slingshot. Got the pouch there, the throw bag, weighted throw bag, and my bag of fly line. And this is how tall it is. All the way down there, all the way up there. Good 8+ feet long here. So I gotta put gloves on so I can pull that handle back, and that'll be an easy shot. That's not very high up, pretty wide, and we'll keep making progress here. So look up on YouTube. This is not a how-to video on how to use a Big Shot. That's how I learned how to use it, was watching a YouTube video. This is a YouTube video about recovery from mental illness to mental health. So I'm out here in the woods. I'm using my equipment that I enjoy, enjoying the weather, cutting down this dead ash tree for my friend, contributing to the community. That's what this video is about. Recovery from mental illness. You want to learn more about this slingshot? Look it up on YouTube, Big Shot. You want to learn more about recovery from mental illness to mental health? Look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of information, right? Getting the life you want, living a person-centered life, the life you want, not an illness-centered life. All right, so we're going to get to it, and have a great day. All right, that was a piece of cake. See my yellow line? Can you see it all the way? Can you see it up in there? Got it up in there. Piece of cake. So obviously I'm a one-man crew here, and I can't shoot with my phone and do what I got to do at the same time. So you just got to bear with me, and we're working on a little better equipment, but that's what we got. All right, so one of the things about these videos is going to be a lot about my canning videos. I call it rinse and repeat. It's a lot of repeating. So this is the base of the tree with the crotch in it that I just got my fly line through. There's my fly line with the bag on it, and there's my 200-foot rope. I'm going to get that fly line tied on the end of that rope. Get it pulled through. There we go. You got that fly line tied on there, wrapped up with tape. Now we're going to go back up top where I used the slingshot. Pull that rope up there. There it is. See the orange line up there? I got that rope pulled through there. It's always a good feeling. Once you got that rope through there, it's pretty much downhill from here. That's the hardest, trickiest part. So I'm gonna get it pulled all the way up, and then I gotta get the end of that rope thrown down through that mess where I can get a hold of it, so I can wrap it around that tree right there. All right, I got that rope pulled through there and tied off to that tree. I know the sun's right in the your eye there. You can't see real good. I'm pulling the rope, making my way to, I can't hardly see it because of the sun. Right there, that pine tree. One thing I want to show you is, you see the top of it, that's the tree that I pulled down last week. That's the top. See how close it is to that pine tree? I knew it was going to be really, really close. And so sometimes my plan was, when that tree came down, I was going to hide behind that pine tree. Sometimes you run, which is almost always what you do, but sometimes you hide. You hide behind a tree so you don't get whacked. And that's what I'll be doing again today. I'll be hiding, not running. So this is the same pine tree I used for an anchor last week. And so last week I had to clear all the branches off and clean up all around the tree. So I had a good, safe working area. And like I said, sometimes you run, sometimes you hide. And I could have very easily made an escape route when that tree was coming down, that I could have ran that way. I just really thought it was better to hide behind this tree, and I like doing it. So one of the things I never scrimp on is cleaning up your work area. I got to clean up some more of these branches, the rope, so the rope has a straight line to that tree. I got to clean up some of this mess. I never skimp on cleaning up the area. You trip and fall over something that you didn't move out of your way when you had the chance, you're really going to regret it. And it's not something I want to do. All right, I got my tree saver on there. I got my rope come along right there. Real easy to use this. You feed the rope through here, goes around this drum, and your rope goes into the bucket. And all you do is crank it. And so how far every time you crank it, I don't know, 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. And so I've already taken up all the slack. I've already moved that tree a lot. There's not a lot of tension on here. So now I'm gonna go and, you know, clean things up over there and just make things right. And we'll make progress at pulling this down. So I didn't take a picture of this tree before I started pulling on it. Right now, that tree with the rope on it is practically vertical with this big tree just to the right. So I can use this big tree to the right more of a gauge to see what's going on with that tree when I start cutting and pulling on it, because it's already moved a lot. That tree, the top of that tree has moved probably at least 2 feet. It had a back lean to the left to the road over there, and I've already made it stand straight up. So God willing and a good plan, it ought to go pretty smooth here. It's not a real big tree, but it don't take big trees to have a problem. So I'm gonna go get the chainsaw, get my helmet, and get started. So another thing you gotta be real careful about is, see all these vines that are intertwined between these 2 trees? You gotta have a plan, because those vines can really mess things up, steer a tree wrong, pull them down, do all kinds of bad things. So since I really can't do a lot about it, and that's the tree that I'm taking down, and this is another little dead tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to notch this tree so that it's ready to fall. So hopefully when that tree falls, it'll pull this tree down, and at least this tree will be free to come down, and it won't pull the top out of that tree and hurt somebody. So that's the plan, right? You gotta have a plan. See how it works out, but you gotta have a plan, all right? So here's another part of the plan. See how high that tree is, all right? If that tree were to fall horribly wrong, I want it to go that way, but if it went this way, there's my car. So I am going to move my car so that if something went horribly wrong, that tree would not land on my car. So one of the things that I'm very determined as I work with trees and chainsaws, there's a YouTube channel for idiots with chainsaws, and it is one of my life goals to never be on idiots with chainsaws. Look it up, and you'll know what I mean. Most of those guys do not have a good plan at all. Idiots with chainsaws. Alright, I got my knots cut, back cut. I got my buddy over there running the come along. You can see how parallel these two trees are. Alright, buddy, go ahead and do it real slow. You got it. So much is smooth. Here it comes. Pull it! Pull it! Here it comes. Doing good. Get behind the tree. Alright. I lost track of filming that because I was watching where that tree was going. But we're down. Alright. Alright, so we got that big tree down, but that little tree did not come down with the vines. So I just retied the rope onto that and pulled it down. You know, and there's another good example. You know, this is the hinge. That's the wood that was holding that tree up. And it's just amazing, you know, how little wood will hold a tree up. It's a little bit breezy today, more than I care for, but there was no top to this tree. It was just a broken off dead pole. And that's what was holding it up. And there's the stump from the big tree. So I'm going to cut myself a pathway through here, and I think I might try, it's only 1 o'clock right now, I'm going to try to get this tree down today. I got the rope out, I got all my tools out, so that'll save me a lot of time. Get my fly line up there, shoot it up there, and see if I can't get that down today. Alright, I decided to stop. It's just too windy and late in the day and blah blah blah. But there's a saying in tree work, I'd rather be wishing I did it, but I didn't, rather than doing it and wish I didn't. Didn't come out quite right. I'll have to think about that. Anyways, I'm glad I didn't do it, and that's better than doing it and wishing I hadn't. So I stopped. I didn't like the wind. So that's the tree I cut down, and that's the tree with the tree saver on it and the puller. So successful day, trees down, pucked it up a little bit. I made my trail to the next tree in there, and I'm gonna call it quits. So that's the end of another day with Don Weber Forest Recovery, and feeling good. See you next time. So this is the top of that tree that I just cut down, and there's the tree where it was pulling. My buddy, he was running to come along, and you know, I say this just for recovery purposes. You know, when you're cutting down a tree like this and you're pulling it right straight towards you, you know, you're not thinking about depression or anxiety or anything else. You're thinking about what you're doing, what your accomplishment, accomplishing and staying safe. And that's all good stuff to think about. You know, I really like using my brain that way. And at the end of every tree, when it's down and I'm safe, everybody else is safe, nothing got destroyed, you know, I did good. And one of these days I'll tell you about the training that I got. New York trained logger certification. And I learned a whole lot real quick. And it's those skills that really help me to be good at what I'm doing here in the woods. And learning about recovery and those skills are really good at what's helped me in my personal recovery. So I'm gonna call it a day, and I hope you're having a great day and you're planning on what you're going to be doing for your next day for making progress in your recovery. All right, till then.